And here we go. Now, this is a common sentiment coming from many that support the current commander-in-chief that love President Trump, stating, Trump is the best president we have ever had. Now, regardless of how you feel about the current commander-in-chief, whether you love him or hate him, we can all agree on the fact that there is a host of presidents with some really significant achievements in the past, such as ending women's suffrage, giving them the right to vote, giving folks civil rights, ending slavery, defeating the Nazis, and liberating millions of people worldwide, up to recent times such as defeating the Soviet Union in the Cold War, etc., etc. So we'll just top it off with the obvious question. What has President Trump accomplished that would be more significant than many of the achievements that were just named? Two of Trump's biggest achievements. Would love to see those in the comments, giving him the title of best president we've ever had. What say you?
Today I picked the comments or the thoughts of Black Americans on the leadership of Donald Trump, and they claim that this is a good president because of the policies he has placed towards making the livelihoods of Americans better. As compared to other presidents, they feel that in a scale of 1 to 10, he's one of the greatest presidents. So let us continue watching how they have reacted to this kind of leadership and make a comment in the end. If you're watching us for the first time, do not forget to make a subscription to this channel. Let's watch.
President Trump might very well go down as the best and the greatest president in U.S. history. Hear me out. As much as people kept telling us that, oh, Obama couldn't do anything because he's just the president, or Biden couldn't do anything because he's just the president, do you see what Donald Trump has done in his first year? Donald Trump just came out and released a tweet stating that he is going to propose legislation to ban large corporations and investors from purchasing single-family homes. Do you understand how huge that is? Do you, as a realtor, as a parent, as someone who desires to continue to invest and own property, as a Black American, as an American in general, but specifically in the Black American community, how much have we been talking about the importance of owning property as a means of accumulating wealth? Whether it's single family, whether it's multifamily, you've got the socialists in New York now trying to squash home ownership for multifamily units. And then Trump delivers a win and says, okay, I'm going to introduce legislation that bans the Chinese and all these other investors from coming in and purchasing all the homes that are meant for everyday American citizens, thus running the price through the roof, where I know people that can't even stay in the city where they love. They have to buy their homes 2 or 3 hours outside of the city just so they can afford it and then commute 2 hours into work. I know people that have just like used their entire life to try to save for a home, and they're having to leave. People that are like, I love California, but I literally had someone say they'll never be able to own a home here. That is heartbreaking. And everyone keeps talking about, oh, it's so unaffordable. You can't buy a house. You can't do this, but they're not really doing anything. They're just talking as a campaign talking point. President Trump is doing things. If you go and look at the policies that this man is implementing, like, he is actually working. When does he sleep? And so for everybody that can't stand him, it doesn't matter. I am focused on facts. I'm a conservative. I voted Democrat. I voted Republican. It's not about that. It's about what the man is doing, and he's doing good. If you cannot admit that what he's doing is good, you're being intellectually dishonest. If he does this and this passes, more Americans will be able to afford to buy a home. This is huge for our country. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, I really, regardless of what you think of him, and there's lots to criticize, I only care about policy. And I'm looking at the man's record. We're only on year 1. God, if he does this, I will scream it from the rooftops that he is the best president of my lifetime. I'm sorry. It's just the facts.
Donald Trump has gone through more things than the average person. Donald Trump has definitely gone through more persecution than any president. You could line up the top 20 presidents of all time. None of them has went through half of what President Donald Trump had to endure. Donald Trump is the greatest president of all time, and he's the realest president of all time. And I don't care what obstacles he goes through, what decisions he makes. I may not agree with everything that he does. I don't even agree with things that I even do. So why would I agree with everything that this man does? I agree with the majority of the things this man does because I respect him. I love him. He's a mentor to me. He's like me, okay? And I support him in what he does. I trust him that when I'm sleeping and he's up 2 a.m. saying, hey, you know something? We just killed a major bad guy, right? He died like a dog, like a car, like a dog. This is incredible. I wouldn't have died like that. That's incredible. That's embarrassing. When he's making controversial speeches and doing stuff like that 2, 3, 4 in the morning while I'm thinking about snow bunnies. Maddie Parker. Kim Kardashian. Thinking about beautiful MAGA women all day long. At the end of the day, I voted for Donald Trump. I support what I did. I love what I did. I love Donald Trump and his family. I support what we stand for. Make America great again. We're not going to let the lunatic radical left divide us. They're already dividend. They're already dividend. Okay, I made up a new word. No, seriously, they're already divided in what they're doing. We are not a divided country. They are. We shined bright November 5th, 2024, all red. And we showed the world what America truly stands for. Make America great again. Donald Trump, you're the greatest president of all time. And I know that. That's something that I know because it's quite obvious. And I want everybody, all my subscribers, all my supporters to support Daddy Jason. He has over 24,000 followers. Very impressive. I clearly have more. But that's okay. He's doing great for somebody who just started it off. Well, he didn't really just start it off. He kind of got his account canceled quite a few times, actually. But that's what happens when you're MAGA. But it's okay. He came back stronger, right? We like that about him, right? He's tenacious, right? Right? Somebody's going to want to marry him someday. I don't know who's going to be. It could be a lot of different women. He has a lot of women that want to marry him, right? That he wants to do a lot of good things to them. Things that you can't say. And I'm talking about banging them.
Donald Trump, man. I just wanted to say thank you, man. That was one of the most amazing speeches I've ever heard, and I was moved. Spiritually, I was moved. Because you talked about every single thing of all the tactics and the things that they've been doing to try to bring our country down. By bringing in these Somali people. You got this governor in New York that's just ridiculous, being a hypocrite, talking about you need 2 forms of ID to shovel, but we don't need ID when it comes to voting. You have, he pointed out so many things, and I know y'all don't want to admit this, but I look at everything now through the lens of Bible, and I compare it to what's going on in life. And I know y'all, a lot of y'all gonna think I'm on some other level shit, but no, he works for God. Trump works for God. And when Jesus came down here, oh my God, he called out all the Sadducees and Pharisees. He didn't just have a nice conversation. He said, you brood and vipers. He insulted them, but not in the cruel, like he did it in a justified manner. And so when Trump calls these people, you people are crazy. When he calls these people out in front of their face, why aren't you standing? Like the fact that you're not standing when I say you're supposed to be protecting the American people first, not foreigners. The fact that you're not standing for that, what is wrong with you? He's calling them out to their face and is justified calling out. It is very similar to what Jesus did. I'm not saying he's Jesus, you freaking crazy people. I'm saying he works for Jesus. And as a Jesus worker, we are supposed to be doing as Jesus did. He is imitating different things that Jesus did. I'm not saying he's Jesus. He is doing his best to work for Jesus, man. And I see it. I see it. When you are stopping the transition of kids being not even notifying the parents, he talked about that. They had a sex change with a kid and didn't tell the parent. That should be illegal, but it wasn't. He's taking away these things that they are taking away from us as parents. Parents shall always have the ultimate decision over their child's life, not the government, not a doctor. And he's giving you the power back. He said no more with these companies buying up homes. It should be people owning the homes. He's giving you the power back. I don't know how this don't make sense to people. He is working for us and God. I love it, man. I felt it in my bones. Thank you, Trump.
So even though some people feel that Trump is the worst thing that has happened to Americans, he still has people who believes and sees what he has done for them. He still has a group of individuals who are impressed by the kind of work he's doing. For instance, Trump has created a modest way of ensuring that the low cadre people have a way of being, or rather having a defense on investment, such that they can have properties, they can own properties and not taken away by people who have vast resources or funds to purchase such properties. So he has created a legislation that allows or disallows buying property from low-level individuals to enable them have a long-term investment. Secondly, Trump is creating America that is admirable to Americans, because he has cut aid to other countries, because this is, according to him, was a way of siphoning funds from America without good return, and this has languished Americans into poverty. So it is time to make these resources come back to America. He's a man of deals and is entering into deals with countries to ensure that America is on top of the bargain and has a way of developing its own infrastructure from its own resources without giving aid to other countries that can stand on their own. Why do they have to depend on America, which also has its issues to sort? That is the policy or the argument that Trump has put forth, and this is reaping results because job creation is ensured. So I want you to share your comment on this. Hit our comment section. Tell us if you agree with these black Americans who say that Trump is the best president that has never been seen. Also, do not forget to subscribe to this channel as always, because this is home. This is where we'll interact more. Thank you, and may God bless you.